Hello, hello. Welcome to Dear Dana today. Yes, I'm finally saying that. I can't believe in the past I did not say that. Dummy me, I have ice in my mouth. I'm the world's worst for eating ice. Hello, Kennedy. Hello, Priya. Hello, Vintage. Hello, Paranormal Witch. Hello, hello to everyone. I had to fix something. I was playing around with backgrounds and you need a green screen, and I realized I messed up my own background. I shouldn't play till I get my act together. Today's topic is how do you get over a breakup when you still love that person? It is not easy. It is doable. It takes time, but it is about us. Yeah? Always comes back to ourselves. True. So we are going to get on that topic, but let me throw down my intro. But again, welcome to Dear Dana. I hope those that are watching, stalking behind the scenes, I would love for you to interact with our chat. You don't have to come up. Not scary. We are a non-judgmental, loving, caring crew. I do not allow bullying or massive negativity in here. It is always my goal for you to feel better leaving than when you came in. It's my goal. So I hope I exude that kind of energy to you. But without further ado, let's throw down the intro. I had to look and check and make sure my mic wasn't muted this time. Because, the thing ends up muted. Drives me crazy. Before I get into the topic itself, I want to make a quick announcement. And I'm going to throw down, let me put on my glasses to make sure the lighting, the type to me, it may not be to you, but because my eyes are affected, even with glasses, the type to me is very faint. So it's hard for me to read with and without glasses. So I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm going to put down a PayPal address in case anyone wants to contribute. If you cannot or do not, no worries. It's understandable. Yes, thank you. It has been a long day for me. But this is my PayPal address if you want to contribute to the Butterfly Project that we are collecting for up until about the mid of June. So the children in the Bronx of New York can take paint markers and paint on a wall in a butterfly garden in the Bronx and create their own art on stencils with butterflies and everything, and create their own art in the Bronx, especially on the hind end of being isolated and locked down for Covina. That's what we'll call it today. I feel like it would be a beautiful thing for them to have that kind of freedom of expression. So I volunteered us, for whomever can, to contribute to be able to allow these kids to be able to do that. So I want to announce at the moment, thank you to Kim Taylor from Southern Fried and Gluten Free, and also Fields of Grace, and JC Bear, and myself so far. The grand total at the moment for the supplies are $150 vintage. So far, we have collected $150 for the supplies for the children. Dun 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 dun! That is what we have collected thus far. Yeah, it's exciting. So the kids will have some paints and supplies. I think that's really cool. See? All humans don't, like you said. They do not. Time to get a new attitude. The world can be a beautiful place when you come from a different perspective, in my opinion. But to get on with the topic of today, dealing with breakups when you still are in love with that person. You just made me eat those words, Dana. Good! Put a little sugar on them. A lot of it is contingent upon, did you break up? Did they break up? Even though I chose to separate and divorce in my first marriage, it was still difficult. I knew it was the right thing to do. I knew I felt a big weight lifted. I knew it was for the best interest of myself and my child. But nevertheless, it's really conflictive. There was one part of me that was upset and angry and ready for him to go, but there's always this twingy part that for the good parts that are left, you still have some love. And Paranormal Witch, even though, yes, he left you, by virtue of mine being abusive, not being around, not doing the things he was supposed to, not standing up to the plate when the opportunity was given, it's not that much different. It's really not that much different. Because when you're in a marriage and they have opportunities to do the next right thing and they do not, they're basically leaving you emotionally anyway. You're just giving them the heave-ho out the door. I asked for a separation, and we stayed separated for a while, and I was like, if you get the help you need, I will reconsider. He did not. So, if you look at it emotionally, that's making a choice. You get what I'm saying? So you can look at it from various different perspectives. And I felt held prisoner in many ways. Because a lot of any help he would give had contingencies to it. If I talked or did anything, there were spies. It's too long of a story to get into. But my point being is, any breakup, whether it's good or bad, right or wrong, or you want it to happen, it's like a death in some ways. It's the death of a relationship. It is the death of what you would have hoped would have happened when you got into the relationship or when you married someone. It's the death of what you had expected, what you hoped, what you prayed, how you saw things to be in the beginning. It is the death of something. And the longer you are in that relationship, the more pain it exudes. And you can either choose to continually wallow in it or look at it for what it is and begin to release. Are we only talking about romantic breakups or friendship deaths? I mean, it can be friendship deaths too. If you love them, if you still love them, it can be about friendships. We're not isolated to just romantic. I mean, a breakup's a breakup. If you love a friend, there's still love there. It doesn't have to be pigeonholed to romantic. Because you can feel grief of a friendship too. And it can be just as difficult in some ways, especially long term friendships. But that being said, and we'll flip flop, but when you look at these and you look at all of the good times in the beginning, especially at the beginning of the breakup of such, and you are really depressed and you're rolling in the midst of the grief and the heartache and you miss them and if you see it, well, insofar as romantic, and you know that it's over and there's that breakup, as long as you're holding on to hope, you are not going to heal. And I'll drop the link shortly, but let me, try to break it apart a little bit. If it's romantic and you're either a divorced or it's just completely broken up, as long as you're holding on to hope, you're not going to heal. Let me say that. And a lot of times when people break up, there's so much pain that they just begin focusing on what they miss, what they love, how much it hurts, how much they worry about they're not going to see them anymore, how much they want them back, how lonely they are that they're not in the home. They start remembering all the good times and they forget about what's bad. And they're hopeful that they'll come back and wishful and just focusing. They get blinders on about why it broke up in the first place. When you're in that space, you need to try to flip the switch and try to take, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to make people cry, but if you're here, apparently you want to hear the message and you're here for a reason. And I hope by the end of this that I'm giving you some tools. I hope. But when you start getting lost in all the good moments in this grieving period or getting lost and holding on to hope, especially in marriage or romantic breakups, you are not going to heal when you're stuck in, it's like a record that keeps playing over and over and over again. And you're wallowing in the pain. It's like an open wound that consistently just bleeds out. And that's why you feel stuck in the pain that you're in. And that's the message that I hear a lot from you, paranormal, that you feel stuck, you're in pain, that you cry a lot. That is where you're at. And the things he's been doing as of late is exacerbating that. Because you see him move on, although the messages he's been sending you as of late is not what I'm hearing. And you're struggling with how to do it because you're still stuck with him looking to have moved on, but you are giving yourself messages of, I'm not good enough, he left me, I'm not worthy, why her and not me? You're giving yourself all these negative messages. That is my feeling. When it was never about you. It was never about you not being good enough. None of it was ever about you, Paranormal Witch or Willow. It was never about your lack of. It's never about you. It's about something in him. It's almost like a malfunction. It's ego, and he consistently needs like a rush of attention, and it's obvious from the different kinds of behaviors he gets involved in. It's not even about love or romance, really. And when you get stuck in those places, if you take 5 minutes to go to the feelings that caused the breakup in the first place and sit in that, the feelings of how they were treating you, the words that were said, behaviors that were happening, how you were feeling in that moment. And that will snap you out of, and we're talking primarily about romantic right now. That was at the abuses that potentially happened, whether it be by word or action, that will snap you out of getting sucked back into that hopefulness of being back in that relationship. Sometimes, especially when we're younger, lust and passion can take over. Or we met them when we were younger and we were at a different developmental level. Because you and I both know when we're teenagers to our 20s, to our 30s, etc., we learn and we change as people. We grow. So we tend sometimes, depending on how we feel about ourselves or how much we've grown, sometimes we settle. Hello, Monica. Exactly. I'm so happy to see you here, Monica. I'm a therapist too. I'm not practicing in an office at this moment, but I am a therapist too. You were exactly right. Monica says, my therapist taught me, I'm going to throw it up on the wall. My therapist taught me just because you love someone does not mean you are meant to be together. You can love someone from a distance. Exactly. And just because you love someone does not mean they are the right fit or they are healthy for you. Just like you can love your parents or you can love a friend, but you don't have to like their behavior. You can love your child, but you don't have to like their behavior, right? And I don't believe there is just the one, that you are meant to find just the one. So if your first deep romantic love or your first marriage does not work out, that you have failed. It just means that at that moment in your life that you found them and that you thought you fell in love or you did fall in love, at that moment in time, either you fell in love because you both clicked in the moment or situations brought you together. Hey, Adam, or you settled, or that is where your growth was in your life. But sometimes things change. Sometimes people grow at different levels. In my situation, of course, there were other negative things going on, but by the same token, he chose to stay here. And I kept growing as a human being, trying to learn more and become more self-aware and become a mother to a special needs child, which made me have to learn and learn and learn more, and went back to university, people just, you can't have two human beings in a relationship where one person keeps wanting to grow and the other person does not. You can't have two people in a relationship where one is loving and nurturing and giving one person food for the soul and the heart, and another person does not want to give to the other person food for their soul and their heart. That person's soul diminishes while that person's soul gets boosted. It does not work. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when you're going through that kind of heartache and heartbreak, it is hard. There is no doubt that it's hard. And typically men, and I can only speak for, and I'm not speaking for all heterosexual men. Let me preface with that. I'm not speaking for all of them. But a great number of heterosexual men will go out and try to sleep with other women to get over it. It's true. Go out and party with their buddies. Women tend to get depressed, isolate, wallow when they really need to reconnect with family, find support, do things with their friends as they're ready. Men really need to do that too. Some men do connect with their family, find support, connect with their friends. But there's a lot of men that have that other behavior, right? I can't speak for the LGBTQ community plus because I don't know. But there are different ways to try to be in a healing mode. But it is a good time during a breakup to figure out who you are, to grow as much as you can. It's like Willow says, she feels isolated and alone, but she's been trying to work on getting her degree, and she's got 2 little ones to raise. But she'll take, I'll see you take a step forward, but you get sucked back in to being stuck again and feeling alone. When you are in a period of breakup with friends or love, it is so important to get into a time period of self-awareness. When we talked about shadow before, it is the most important time to start digging around in your shadow and figure out, okay, these are the reasons why we're broke up on his end. These are the things about him that I feel like he did wrong. Why we broke up. You can always say, well, my partner did this and this and this and this and this and this and this, and pick out all the things they did wrong very easily. But how many of us, and I know I for 100% I did this to myself, 100%, because I knew I needed the growth. And hey, Black Lavender, and I never want to stay at the same level. And part of that is because of my background. And I know growth is necessary. So that's just the nature of the beast for me. But it is so, so important to look within your own shadow. Look what you have stuffed away. Look at yourself in the mirror and go, okay, this relationship went south. And I can say without a doubt, these are this and this and this and this is what they did wrong, or this is what they did to me. But what are things about myself that I can improve on, or how did I participate poorly in this relationship? What are things about me that I need to work on? What are things about me that I would like to level up? How can I become a better human? What are things in my shadow I don't necessarily like about myself? Let me look in the mirror and get really honest. Because remember when I said, short of newborn babies, excluding the poor babies that have their mothers took drugs or alcohol, that they're unfortunately born addicted, and it's not their fault. There is not a human being on this earth that doesn't have some degree of mental health issue. Hey, JC Bear, I made the announcement. I'll say it again here shortly. There's not a human being on this earth that doesn't have some degree of mental health issue that they do, or will have to cope with. They just don't talk about it, see someone, or have been diagnosed. So let's get that real clear. So when you've gone through a friendship breakup or a romantic breakup, it is a good time to take inventory of yourself, even if you don't feel it's your fault. To look and see how you can grow, or you can level up, or what things you don't like about yourself that you can modify. Let's put it that way. Because we all can become better humans. We can. On any given day. Let's see what Miriam has to say. Let me scroll on up. She's getting paranormal witch advice, and she is saying that is cruel. You deserve better treatment. Love from a distance, and with time, you will realize you stop loving the idea because you see him for who he is, not who you want him to be. Exactly. We cannot make people who we want them to be. Sometimes we see things about people and we do settle thinking, I can change that about that person, or I can help them change that about themselves, or I can help them. Wrong. You cannot change anything about anybody, period, end of story. You can't. Ever. Paranormal witch, people do care about you. The ones that you think you can change or don't give you what you deserve are the ones that are not supposed to be in your life. And then you say, thank you. Thank you, universe. That opens the door for the ones that you deserve. Your ex leaving and all the nasty behavior he has had is not your fault. It is built into him. And it benefits your babies greatly that he's not around a lot. Because the example, okay, put it this way. The babies that you are raising, the man that is consistently in their life, will affect the men that they will become. Will affect the men that they will become. Do you want them to become men like their birth father? So, the more you begin to love yourself, It's like you're leveling up. Think about it like this: water seeks its own level. Okay? If you pour too much water, let's say you have a box, right? And in the middle, it has a slot. And you pour too much water in one side, that water is going to run over into the other side that's not quite as full until the other side, the lower side, keeps rising up. Water seeks its own level. He is not your level. He is not good enough for you. Start realizing that message. When you start loving yourself enough and start healing and releasing, who you completely deserve will be walking into your life as you begin to heal properly. Who the babies deserve will come in to your life. But as you hold on to self-deprecation and your ex-husband and feeling you're not enough, and you stay stuck and you wallow in that loss and stay connected to him emotionally, you're going to stay stuck. I love you, I love you, I love you. I do. You are doing this to yourself for all extensive purposes. It's hard. It's not easy. It's a process. It is. There are people that love and care about you in this community. You know this. You have to want to heal. Everything that he has given you, or that is a reminder of him around the house, give away or burn. Give away or burn. Or stick it in a box and give it to somebody else to keep for the kids. Seriously. If he still has clothes in the house, get them out. Clean out the closet. Do not hold on to hope. Release. When you begin to release, that is when you will begin to heal. I promise you. I promise you. I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm trying to be realistic with you. Exes become our exes for a reason. It's a little different with friends, and it often is contingent upon why they are no longer friends. But in love relationships, if you got dumped, it isn't you. And if you dumped them, there are reasons. Exes are exes for a reason. I mean, we look at J-Lo and ARod, right? He has a history of cheating. He may not necessarily have physically cheated. I'm sure he emotionally cheated. And in my opinion, J-Lo was like, she doesn't suffer fools, right? But she has pivoted and she has jumped back into the arms of Ben. He cheated on her with Jennifer Garner and married Jennifer Garner. And she tried to change Ben to be more like her crew. Ultimately, behaviors are going to repeat. She's in love with love, falling back into the arms of an ex. He was an ex for a reason. He was an ex for a reason. It feels good for right now. Aw. Adam says, you're a strong person and you will get through everything. And she will. She will. She's a beautiful person. Our exes are our exes for a reason. If we ping pong back, we're asking for a replay, in my opinion. It's important to take ourselves and put ourselves right now in this moment. Remember what I said about to get ourselves in the moment, grab your hand or pinch your thumb or pinch your skin and think about how that feels right now. Just right now. And as you get in this moment, breathe. Do that conscious breathing. Inhale deeply and blow out while you're pinching your hand or holding your thumb. Get in this moment. Hear my voice. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Blow out slowly. Inhale deeply and blow out slowly. Inhale deeply again. Blow out slowly. Good job. Now, in this moment, while you're in this moment, really quick, what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for right now? Imagine it in your mind. And then imagine something else you're grateful for. Then imagine something else you're grateful for. Good. Get into the moment. Good. We're grateful for you too. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful we are able to learn and grow. I am grateful that every one of you single folks in here have a fresh new start at love. Because all of you in here have all this light about your souls. And I just think about how wonderful it is that you have opportunities and new connections that you never even imagined. Yeah. I am grateful for my children, even my son in heaven. And I'm even grateful that I got married to my ex that allowed me to have Noah. Yeah. Regardless of what I went through. I am grateful that I met the people I did and I have those friendships in my life that pushed me to do this, or I never would have done it. Yes, I am. I wrote myself notes. You guys, you all that have been through the breakups or in the breakups, whether friend or romantic, I want you to realize you are the diamond. Yes, we'll be your family, Adam. You are the diamond. And Adam, realize that even in your life that surrounds you, you can create a family. People can choose their families, even if it is not of origin. You are a diamond. You're a diamond. You can choose to shine and not be diminished. And the brighter you shine, the more you can navigate your life more brightly. Vintage, you are a diamond. Adam, Miriam, JC Bear, Paranormal, shine. You are a diamond. Start telling yourself this until you can feel it. I'm looking at my notes if you're wondering what I'm doing so I don't forget to tell you some of the things. Try to find a way to learn new lessons. Sometimes when we get involved with people, we tend to make them, even if it's friendships, sometimes center of our universe, and we don't reach out to old friendships or other people as much as we typically would. That's the truth. Sometimes we navigate or gravitate around certain friends or our romantic partner, and we don't reach out to other people as much as we used to. We might isolate with a romantic partner, we might just gravitate to a certain few friends. We have to remember where our energy goes is where energy flows. So if you're always focused on the negative or your sadness or your grief and you don't try to switch it up, that is all you're going to feel is your sadness or your grief or your anger. So only allow yourself to feel that kind of stuff a certain time frame a day if you can help it. I mean, are you trying to torture yourself? If I catch myself in those spots of feeling grief or whatever, when I catch myself, I allow myself to feel it. I used to try to stuff it back. I allow myself to feel it and I move through it and then I go on to something positive. I allow myself a time frame and then I move on to something positive or constructive. Because that is the best way for me to navigate it and not wallow in it or let it tear me down. If you let that tear you down all the time, and this is especially for Willow, you're going to end up sick. You cannot afford to be sick and not be there for your babies. And anyone out there in the same situation is true. You have to put the tools in your toolbox to allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Don't stuff it down. But put a time limit on it. And then look for positive things to do that are constructive. And also look for things to do for personal self-care, whether it's a long bath, whether it is doing something with your hair that's different. Guys, I don't know, going to the gym, girls going to the gym, exercise is wonderful. Excuse me, I was straining my voice. But look for self-care. Look to take a new class online, read a new book, dance in your living room, something that brings you joy momentarily, that's going to raise your endorphins, make you feel better. Step outside of your box and don't go, oh, I'm too tired, I don't want to do that, because you're getting lost in the negativity. You have got to force yourself. Sometimes you got to force it and make yourself do things even when you don't want to. We force our kids to do things when they don't want to because we know it's good for them, right? Because we know it's good for them. Sometimes the moment is the only thing that matters. This moment right now that can dictate our past and our future. What are you going to do with this moment? This moment. Right now, we're all doing something constructive, right? So then you have the next moment and the next moment and the next moment. So take it moment by moment and decide. Don't get overwhelmed with the big picture. And this goes for everybody that's feeling stuck and getting overwhelmed by looking at, oh, tomorrow or this week or this month or, oh, take it by this moment. And then go to the next moment. It's all we have. We don't know what's going to happen 2 moments from now. We think we do. We think we have that much control. We really don't. So hold the power over this moment and breathe. Do the conscious breathing. Do the thing. Don't negate the power of the breath. Now, sometimes people may be on the other side going, oh man, she's doing that breath thing again. But it changes so many things in your brain and your hormones and your serotonin levels, and it calms your system down. So do it again. I'm going to make you do what you don't want to do, maybe. Breathe. Breathe again. And I'm going to send you a little energy. You might feel it. If you're very in tune, you will. Maybe you won't. And maybe you will. Maybe you will. Put your hands out towards the screen. See if you do. One more breath. Okay, good. Now I'm going to drop the link. And let's have a conversation about this. And we're copied. Let's see what happens. I don't want anyone to feel the pain and grief of breakups. But we all know it's a human condition. If we're going to get involved with other people and personalities, we're going to fall in love out of love, it's going to happen. Everyone wants love. It doesn't always jive all the time, but we have many opportunities. Hey, Gina Maxie, did you feel that? I hope some of you felt that. I know my skin got heated up. Oh, and by the way, I want to announce again for some of you that did not hear, so far for the Butterfly Project, we have raised $150 by virtue of myself, JC Bear, and Kim Taylor. Oh, good, Gina Maxie. Kim Taylor from Southern Fried and Gluten Free, and she also has the YouTube page as well called Fields of Grace. Good job. I don't know who's still in the chat, but if anybody else felt that, please let me know. Miriam, are you on there? Breakups are hard. Sometimes breakups are necessary. Sometimes we get in relationships and friendships that no longer serve our higher good or their higher good. It just happens. And in those cases, it's sometimes necessary. We talk about friendships and relationships sometimes are for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And when we recognize that, sometimes it makes sense. Are you doing okay, Miriam, or have I upset you? I hope I haven't upset you. I know I have been through my own kind of pain. Good. And Lord knows I went through my own days of wallowing in it, being angry about it, and then deciding, hello, Marzi, and then deciding to explore myself and go, who am I really? Who am I out of this relationship? And there were points he was begging, what's so wrong with our 13-year relationship that we can't get back together? And then I noticed that, whoa, he wants to come back. I don't want that. And I realized he wanted to come back, and I was scared to death. And realized I didn't want him back. I didn't want him back. He hadn't done the work. I didn't want that life back. I'd rather be scared and not have a lot of things I needed than have him back. No. Everything in me was like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this again. It was like spiritually, angelically, guidance-wise, my soul, my brain, everything was like, no, don't you do this. No. The end. I had my doors changed, my locks changed, everything. I did not want him back. That was a huge aha, aha, ha, ha. Miriam says, you never upset me. I'm just sad after dropping off my mom at the airport and experience another friendship death, but this time I pulled the plug. It's been on life support way too long. Would you like to talk about it, Miriam? Since this is part of what we're talking about? I don't know, up to you. Hello, Kai Bear. I was telling everybody we have raised $150 so far towards the Butterfly Project. She said that's why whole grown women can make that choice today. Yes. I mean, you can feel it all inside of you. I guarantee you, Willow, if he said, I want to come back, something in you would be, hell to the no, no, no. Okay, Miriam, sending you love and light, sweetheart. I love koalas so much. Does anybody have a breakup story that they would love to share? Or how you felt you got through it? Or if you're currently dealing with it? Willow, Paranormal, are you feeling like you're getting anything out of this? Or is it making it worse for you? I would hope, hello Shannon Van, I would hope you would not ever take him back, Paranormal. Because I don't see him ever doing the work that he needs to do to be safe and healthy for you or those babies. Yes, Shan in the house, Shan in the house. Shan, you should be proud of us. We have collected $150 toward the butterfly garden so far. And we are talking about moving through breakups when people are still in love. Breakups are hard, period. But there is never just the one person in the world that I feel you are supposed to be with. Just no, I don't believe it. I can never tell which direction my hair is going in on this thing, and I make it worse. Yay, butterflies! Yes, that's what we have collected so far. Who is coming up, Marzi? Yay! Hey, Marzi! And welcome, Marzi. Oh, I did want to make one more announcement before my brain forgets. On June 15th, on a Wednesday, a friend of mine, and he is an author, Brian Smith, he is so great, will be coming to speak on here about he lost a daughter. He has this YouTube. He's a creator, Grief to Growth. I met him on Helping Heal Online, but he has a channel, Grief to Growth. He's interviewed tons of people, and he's going to come on here and speak about his experience. But he has also had experiences with his daughter supernaturally.
Wow.
And he's just going to have a real open discussion about his interviews, his book, etc., etc. You will really like him.
Can't wait.
Actually, you guys will love him. He's very articulate. He's handsome. He's got another daughter that I think she just graduated from university. He's got a lovely wife, but he's just really super. But hello, Margie.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been lately late for your broadcasts.
You've been what?
Lately, I have been late, like a few minutes, but it's still like 15 minutes late.
Oh, that's okay.
And then I have to go back and watch the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's been going on with you, miss?
Well, I wanted to share a story. Well, a lot has been going on, but I don't think this format is for everything that has been going on for me to tell that. But I wanted to share a story about a breakup I had. That I
Okay.
was married. In total, we were together for 8 years, married for about six and a half years. I got married when I was 18. Everybody in my family was against it, but I was in love. I was Miss Righteous. My parents were saying, you're so young, go to get your education, go live a little. And I just couldn't hear it because that was him. He was it. He was the word for me. I was totally in love. And I didn't realize that at that age, I'm not formed enough yet.
Yeah.
My frontal lobe, they said it's still growing till age 25. So what did I know? I was misrighteous, right?
Yeah.
So I did get married. We were married there for 3 years. We moved to United States together for 3 years, and we are here together for 3 years. But meanwhile, when we were in Iran, he cheated on me.
Oh no.
Right? So I find out we talked about it, we fought about it, and he apologized. He said it's not going to happen again. And I thought, everybody makes a mistake once. So we came here after 3 years. He cheated on me again. And I thought, okay, first time to me is a mistake. The second time is a habit. That's for me to strike two and you're out. I give you one chance, and he knew that was like a big no for me. He could have been so many other things, and I would like try to. I think I could have been try to deal with it, but I didn't. He did this one thing that was a hard no for me.
Yeah.
I initiated the separation. I divorced, and it was a lot of things that happened throughout the years. But after 20, and it got to a point, at some point, he kept asking for me to go back and try again. Because and my family supported us when we were in Iran. Then when we came here, because he was a student and his family was fine, but my family was doing better in
Yeah.
terms of financially. So my family and me were supporting us. So when we came here, he already had his bachelor's degree. I started my bachelor's degree here. While I was getting my bachelor's, he got his master's. So once he got his master's, he could get a lot of better paying jobs and all that. And at this point, I was saying, no, we have to support ourselves, enough of family supporting us. And once we separated and divorced, he decided that he didn't want to do anything. So I picked two suitcases up. I mean, whatever. I picked two suitcases up, grabbed whatever I wanted, whatever had sentimental value to me, and left. And when we divorced, he didn't give me any. I didn't ask it, even if he wanted to. I didn't want to have to deal with him anymore because I was so heartbroken. Because
Yeah.
and I knew if I would go through this back and forth thing that you need to pay me this much monthly or that much whatever. I just didn't want to deal with it. I said I'm going to cut it. I'm going to do it on my own. Uh,
Yeah.
in retrospect, I don't know if I would do differently. I have thought about it lately, and because I tell you why that um, I don't think I would do anything differently. The more I think of it, I'm glad that I caught that thing. Although I have to tell you that um, while we were separated, he kept calling to come. Let's try it one more time. Let's try it one more time. And meanwhile, he has moved to San Diego because he invented something for this manufacturing company, the healthcare devices, and while he was co-op student, and the competitor heard, so they hired him out. They just threw him and they wine and dined him, and he was doing really well, and he is that smart. So he was in San Diego. He asked me to move, and I thought, if I don't try it one more time, I'm always going to wonder. And I was still in love, and I'm 25 years old at that point.
Right.
But I said, okay, fine. So I moved to San Diego. I left. I had a scholarship here to go to school. I said, it's my lifetime. So I did go to San Diego. We lived for 3 months together, and I realized I don't trust him. At the end of the day, because he has twice done it, I don't trust him. And if I don't have that trust, I can't make that commitment.
Yeah.
So I decided to come back to East Coast, and I said no, it's not gonna work, and we moved on with the divorce. Meanwhile, he kept calling for a couple of years, and I started to hear things from Iran chatters, and I said, you know what, we cannot even talk. Let's just stop. We cannot even talk. All of that. And that's 20 years ago, right? So about a couple of years ago, all of a sudden, I heard from him. He called after all these years, and once I was so broke. I remember I asked him to give me some money, and he said, as if I thought we were friends, right? So I asked him, and he said, I can send you $30. I said, you know what? Put it in front of a mirror. It becomes $60, and you have a month of McDonald's. Thank you. I don't want it. So because it took so much from me to ask him.
Right.
I did. I mean, It was so bad. That broke my heart too. Um, but about 3 years ago, he called and he said, "How are you doing? He needed something. He needed a copy of our divorce for his mom, whatever. So he wanted this thing. After 17 years, he's calling me. He wants this thing. So and he asked me, "How are you doing?" I asked him how he is doing. He said, "Oh, I'm married. I have a child. I have this, that, and the other." And I invented. He became an entrepreneur. He started this company with this doctor because he was really good in medical devices. And we invented this thing. We started this company and sold it for millions. And then I sold it, and then I started another one, sold it again for millions, and again, that was his story. I said, "Good for you." Now, meanwhile, when I was going to school here, I said, in school they're telling me to go study science, math and sciences. And he told me, that we were married then, that I'm neither capable or able to do math and sciences because I'm not that good in them. So I obviously applied math became my major, and then I became computer science major. Both of them I was straight A. I got all these awards because you just tell me what you can't do, I show you how I can do, right?
Yeah.
So when he called, he said, do you remember? No, no, I didn't tell him, do you remember? I said, no, I don't have a family. I just I got focused on my education and career. And I did work at this my amazing company for multiple years. And around 2010, I got laid off, and I got applied to. I did applied math and computer options. I got my master's, all of that. And guess what? The last school I went was MIT, and they accepted me. You know, because I just didn't tell him that. Do you remember you told me I'm not capable or able or whatnot? I guess that they accepted. They thought I could. Uh, and he said, "No, of course." So that was the last I heard of him. I don't want to hear from him again. And that was my breakup story. To me, the best revenge is to be successful and happy.
Yeah.
I
Did
don't
you
know
have the
how
child or him?
he has.
He has.
I don't. I didn't get married again
Oh,
because I focused on education and work.
right. So, but did you ever want to get married again?
I did have a boyfriend once, and we were together, and he cheated on me again. That also. So, and I realized that right then, after we broke up with him, that was 2 years we were together. I realized, okay, I have to examine how do I pick them. What is it? Because that's in common. First time is a mistake. Second time, it's a habit. The same rule that I was applying to my ex. So if I'm picking people who are cheating on me, and I had dated casually in between too, I decided that I'm going to put a break on it to come back to this and visit it to see how am I picking these people that
Right.
they think, because they are good people, they are smart people, both of them.
Right.
Uh, at their heart, they're good people, I think. Uh, but they think it's okay to cheat on me. I don't know what happens with their future relationships, but I know how they were with me. And I cannot change them. I can change me. I'm in charge of me, nobody
Right.
else. So I decided that I need to work on that. That I never did.
Yeah. So, did it make you feel like Kennedy wants to say hello? I've got people that want to say hello on the show.
Hi,
That's Marzi.
hi, Kennedy. How are you? Nice to meet you.
What? Oh, okay. Sorry, they're interrupting.
No, it's okay.
No, no, you're not. But Eden's trying. They're trying to talk to me while I'm on the show. I'm sorry.
No, no, that's fine.
Eden, come say hello before we. She wants to say hello with her cat to Marzi. Say hello, Eden.
Hi, Eden. I love the earrings you gave your mom, and she's wearing them.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
But my when you realize that something in you is your picker,
Yeah,
right?
because I have to agree to be in a relationship, right? It's like I get attracted to this type of people, you know.
But it's not too late for you to still date now that you've got all of
Yeah,
your
yeah,
stuff behind you.
yeah. But I never, throughout the years, I never stopped to work on myself to see how I'm selecting people.
But see,
What is it that I say okay to this type of people?
right.
And that's because I just didn't want to deal with the heartache again.
How did you catch them cheating? How did you find out they were cheating?
Both times with my ex-husband, both times they told me, the girls told me, and both times I just didn't take it at face value. I said, okay, let's talk. Because especially with the second one in here, he said, no, it's not true. I said, okay, great. Because Kim which was a friend of ours, she's willing to talk to us. I'm going to ask her so the three of us talk to her to see where is the misunderstanding, because either she misunderstood your comments or not. Let's clear it up. And then he owned up and said, "Yeah, I did it
And that was a friend of yours he did it with?
both times, both times." And that's another wrinkle, right? How am I picking these friends in my life? Who are these women? But both times they didn't go. The women didn't go ahead with it. They came and told me.
That's just, that is messed up.
Yeah, yes. So that's why I am very selective of who my friends are now. I have maybe four good friends. I know many people. I have many acquaintances. I have many friends, but four of them I would like. I know they we die for each other. You know, die hard. What do you call that? We go to the end of the
Ride or
road.
die, ride or
Ride
die.
or die. Right, right. Thank you. Ride or die. I have four of them, maybe three of them for sure.
Yeah.
And the love life thing, I just have had put it on hold.
It's time to get it off hold, Margie. You've made all your huge accomplishments.
Yeah.
We need to by the end of June, we need to have that 35 plus thing and get you hooked up, girl.
Well, no, but you wanted a breakup story. That was a breakup story I
Yeah.
wanted to give you.
You know, it's like right now I'm married to somebody. I don't think he would cheat on me in a million years.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think your husband sounds pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that gut feeling,
Yeah.
you
He
know?
loves you.
Yeah.
And to me, it shows that the trust that you have to with each other. To me, it's almost that trust is almost more important than love.
Yeah.
You know, and that's I love that when I hear you talk about him. It shows your relationship, how solid it is.
Because it's like when Noah would end up in the hospital or Eden would end up in the hospital or whatever, we were a crew of four.
Yeah,
You know, we were like bonded as a family at the hospital,
yeah,
bonded tighter than I can explain. It wasn't like, okay, well, you handle it, we're
no,
gone. It was
no.
like we were the family there. Does that
You're a
make
team.
sense?
Yeah, I remember one thing you said once that when you started dating, he
He
you saw
fell in
his
love with Noah.
relationship with your son first,
Yeah,
and that was that the thing that pushed you over because you trusted that relationship.
yeah.
You know, and that's important. That's so important.
I wasn't sure about the relationship, but I saw the connection they had. Yeah, and that's what pushed me over the
Yeah,
edge
yeah, yeah. That's
because
pretty
I didn't
amazing.
really trust anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Much like you, I didn't really trust anything. I wasn't ready to say
yeah,
I love you. I wasn't ready for this, that, or the other. But when my son, I could see it. The way he related to people, I trusted it like radar because it was just organic.
yes.
If he wouldn't respond to you,
He was pure.
you were not a good person.
Wow. No, he was pure. That's why he was pure in heart.
Yeah. So, and he's a
I don't,
pushover.
yeah, I have no Noah in my life
You have.
ever. Yeah, I don't have it. I think you are you are a good person. That's why you have had that in your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's right. Damn right.
So, I mean, I would have gone through hell backwards again with Doofius, my first one, to have Noah.
Right. And I do believe that we are the product of our decisions and the experiences that we have gone through life. So
Yeah,
I'm not going to stop and stop and start regretting things because good or bad, I am who I am because of them.
exactly. I mean, I don't know that I would have gone through a lot of the growth that I had to go through
Right.
first
Right.
to get to Noah. I mean, even the near death experience, I feel
Yeah.
like I had to have to prepare me for Noah. And then I went through the relationship with Doofius to mature me
Hmm.
to get to where you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
every
Yeah. I
sort of
totally get
everything
it.
for a reason.
I didn't know how to balance my checkbook, how to pay bills till I got a divorce.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
had no
yeah.
idea. But I ended up getting my master's and the PhD without getting any loans because I grew, I learned how to do that.
Sometimes pain makes you stubbornly strong.
Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, I learned how to fix a water pump because where I lived out where I lived, I had a well, a
Wow.
concrete well with a lid
Mm,
that had an electric water pump down in it, and it pumped the water up through my house
nice. Oh,
because I was out. I had cows for neighbors,
oh wow.
and it something went wrong, and I was like, "Oh no, I don't have water. What am I gonna do?"
Oh my God.
And I didn't think I had enough money to pay somebody to come out and fix it.
Yeah,
So I took tools out there and started banging on the thing and trying to figure out how to fix it myself.
and you did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I'm so proud of you.
I don't know exactly what I did, but I fixed it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I
Par-
get it. I so get it. I so get it.
Paranormal says, well, my ex cheated on me with a coworker of his for 2 months and a half, which is bad.
Yeah.
And I
You need to
think,
cut the cord with this guy. He does not deserve you.
I mean, ever since I have known her, she's been in and out of misery because of it.
Do you?
And,
I wonder if she has to be in touch with him
well,
because
paranormal,
of this
aren't
guy.
you in the midst of divorce now? Or is this strictly about the children?
You see, I was lucky. I didn't have any child.
I can't remember if this is the divorce or strictly about the kids. Paranormal witch. She said she went through his phone and found out, but
Oh,
he has not. It's been more than that. I
yeah,
mean, I don't want to tell her
he's
story,
like,
but he's
yeah,
just not good news for her. Hello, Yanni. I don't know if Yanni's still in the house. I didn't get a chance to say anything, but
anyways, I
it's
just
a
wanted to,
divorce. She's going through the divorce in
yeah,
court now. But he'll try to manipulate her and get her all upset. And
yeah,
I told her once the divorce is over, she will feel better. But look, here's the thing too. When I made myself get because I couldn't get him to sign divorce papers. I made myself get legally separated with him.
yeah.
I drew up the papers myself
Me too. Yeah,
and took them and got them notary stamped. Yes, I did. So I would have legal separation papers. Yes, I did. And I
amazing.
dated after that. And when I really wanted the cord to be cut emotionally, I dated. And that was the first time I was ever with somebody. And then I knew emotionally this relationship was over.
Yeah. It
Because,
for me it took 2 years to go to separate, to just take that step. It took 2 years. It is hard. I
yeah,
do appreciate what you're saying.
yeah, I mean, it took me that long too.
Yeah,
By the time I was ready to
to go
take
out.
that, yeah, take that emotional step.
Yeah,
And I
and
knew
it is huge.
by the time that I was ready to take that really emotional step, that it was telling me that I was donezo,
Yeah.
that there was no turning back.
It's
And
like
I,
kind of you hit that rock bottom emotionally. For me, it was anyways. It's like
yeah,
I cannot for it to go worse. I cannot handle for it to get worse. I need to stop it now.
yeah. I didn't want to be tugged anymore. I didn't want to think, what if
Yeah,
anymore. I
yeah,
needed,
we were done.
yeah.
We were done. I get it.
And when I knew I was ready to date somebody, I mean, by the time I was a nervous wreck to even go out with somebody because I knew this was just so weird, right?
Mm.
I knew that it was cutting those emotional cords.
Yeah, so true.
There are things that you have to do to get your head out of that space and not let yourself be in misery all the time. Goodbye, my daughter. Love you too. Goodbye, Miss Kennedy.
Bye, guys.
They're leaving again. Bye.
Bye.
With the big guy following along with him. He's like, I don't know how many feet tall. Kennedy's boyfriend, they're all tracking through here as the show's going on. He's sweet to her. But these days you have to make good choices. There's Anna Guerrero. Hey girl, hey Angel Dana. Oh my God, finally caught you at a time I was able to catch you live. So excited. I am so glad you're here. And I mean, this is just a popular topic. These days, look, we're only on earth for so long.
Right.
We're all eventually going to go through the pain of it. It is a part of life.
Inevitable. Right.
I would be amazed if I met someone that does not go through it.
Mm.
I don't think I've ever met someone that has not gone through it.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, as I was dating younger, dummy me, my mantra was always keep the upper hand. If I
How? How?
if I felt like someone was going to use me or coming close to breaking up with me, I'd
I
break
get it.
I'd break it with them first. So I didn't have to deal with that ish. Right?
Yeah.
So me getting divorced that first time was the biggest one I had to deal with. But that's not the way to deal with it. I mean, to always keep the upper hand. That's not the way to deal with it.
Yeah.
That was the immature way to deal with it.
I had one boyfriend before my husband.
Really?
And that was such a big no-no from Iran. Around that time that I was there, it was such a big no-no. I was such a rebel to have a boyfriend.
And it's like now I tell people, if you get serious with somebody, live with them first.
Yeah.
You know, it was such a no-no back in the day. I say live with them first.
I agree with you, 100%.
Because you don't know what kind of quirk you're going to run into that you cannot live with. I lived with Steven first. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to marry him.
Yeah.
Shannon Van said, I knew you were Persian. Who should
I know. I come and comment in your YouTube lives a lot. I love them. She's really good at her capturing the essence of at least Shores of Sunset.
Yeah, I love Shan.
Yeah, Shan is amazing. I love her.
I only love a handful of YouTubers. She's one of them.
She is one of them. Yeah.
Is that terrible for me to say?
No. Yeah.
I like a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I only love a handful of YouTubers.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know that many of them.
Anyways.
I'm surprised not more people are sharing their stories, actually. Some of them are sharing in the chat. Um, we let relationships tear us down. Okay, let me rewind. We love people and we fall in love with people, but I feel like sometimes she says you can be her Shaw's culture
Sure.
consultant.
Whatever you need, Chad. Whenever you need. You just let me know.
That's cool. I feel like sometimes we let relationships tear us down the most because of the failure component.
Yeah.
She says salamati.
The salamati. I don't
Salamati.
have an alcohol drink, but I have some water.
Um, because we feel the failure component and because we feel like somehow we were not good enough.
Yeah. It does a number. Yeah.
Sometimes we didn't look good enough, we weren't sexy enough. Um, Merci. We
خواهش میکنم.
we were not what they want. And oh, this is another thing I realized too. Do you realize that half the time that if we end up in a breakup or they leave us, that they end up dating someone that is a lot like us or looks a lot like us?
Never saw. After my ex-husband, I never saw him with married or anything about him. So I don't know what his wife looked like. And my ex-boyfriend, the one after my husband, mm, he moved to Europe, so I don't know her either. I have seen some pictures, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. She's very Swedish looking, not like me.
Shan says 100% failure is one of my issues. I'm a perfectionist, so we
That's
all
hard.
we all feel a sense of failure when relationships break up. We all have that feeling
Yeah.
that we could have done something better or been better or looked better or
Mm.
something.
Didn't do enough. I didn't do enough. I could have done something that made it work. For me, that was that failure, that my marriage failed. I'm a failure. It's not that that relationship failed.
I mean, when I walked away from mine, I mean, there was times I kept thinking I need to walk away, but I was scared.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want to go back to mom and dad because that was hell. And I kept telling myself when I feel like I have made every effort on my side to make corrections, and there's nothing more I can do, then I will end it. And I did.
That's a smart. I never was emotionally intelligent enough to had that talk with myself. You know.
I wanted to, because that way I knew I couldn't blame myself anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to ask those that have had those relationships. Did you, whether it's a friendship or a marriage or just being together with someone in a boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, did you feel like you had done everything you possibly could before you walked away?
I think I did.
And if the answer is yes, you have to quit beating yourself up.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't. I don't do that. I mean, I'm getting too old to do that.
Right.
Once, right?
So Paranormal says, I wish I didn't marry him, but I don't regret my sons. I love them to death. Yeah. So in light of that, throw away the I wish I didn't marry him because you love your two sons and you wouldn't change that.
And they wouldn't be here, right?
So leave it as it is.
Yeah.
Get angry at him for the things he has done, release the manipulation, go through the divorce, and start finding things to love about yourself. and look at ways to grow. Try to stay in the moment as much as possible and only allow yourself X amount of time to grieve or be upset. It's that limitation of time to wallow that's going to save your butt. It's true. If you say, I'm only going to allow myself 30 minutes to cry or wallow today, that's my date with myself for the pity party. It helps you because then you say, okay, 30 minutes is up. I'm telling myself I'm going to do something constructive. Even if you have to cry through it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because then you can just switch your gears and try to get back into the moment.
You stay focused.
Yeah. Because even if I got upset, I would say, okay, I have a baby here. I don't want him to take on that energy. Because you affect that energy, and that yuck affects every living being around you. And they take on that energy and that sadness. And it's going to make you sick and them sick. It lowers your immunity. It just affects everything in a down, dark way. I didn't say DAMN. I said down. With a southern accent, it just, makes it sound like it's...
I love it. I love your accent.
Thank you. I love your accent.
Notice I don't have one.
If I were to go to New York or California, mine would be so obvious. But, around here. But, me and Eden live in the same house and have two different accents. Well, Stephen, we've got 3 different accents in this house.
It's an international house after all.
Yeah. But here, Paranormal says she's been crying for months.
That breaks my heart.
It breaks my heart. At some point, you have to be cried out. Cried out. And she said, I recommend that she go to a therapist, and she's done that. At some point, you may have to take it a step further and get some medical intervention.
I think Vintage has a good point here. Sorry, go ahead.
Who has a good point?
Vintage. It's like you have to decide what you want to do.
Vintage? Who said?
Vintage optimism.
I know you're in a dark place, but what do you like to do? I know you like baths and candles, as crazy as it may be. Whenever you're sad, just do something you like. And that was the point I was trying to make. Limit it. Give yourself an appointment to be sad.
Yeah.
And say, okay, after this amount of time, I'm going to plant something. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to turn on music. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to play with the babies. I'm going to do other things.
And do them.
Yes, and do them to get your mind off something. Yeah. It's like I said before, it's kind of hard to dance and cry at the same time. It's true. Yeah. Or it's hard to tickle the babies and hear them laugh and cry at the same time. Or watch a funny movie and cry at the same time. I mean, they're just juxtaposed to each other. Find things that don't fit with each other. Anna Guerra says, I've got to pull it up because I'm blind. I think some relationships where we invested a lot of ourselves in can feel like failure. But now I look back at it as the necessary to learn valuable lessons, valuable life lessons, and part of the journey. Yeah.
So true.
I mean, like when babies are small, sometimes they have to hurt their hand or fall. Love you too, Kai Bear. Tell everyone there hello. They have to learn to bump their knee or fall so they don't do the same thing again. Or that something is hot so they don't touch it again, although you don't want them to burn themselves. Sometimes we have to learn by experience.
Very true.
If we try to keep them from hurting themselves all of the time, they do not learn. That is what we have to do as well. You are going to make yourself sick, sick, sick. Vintage, I mean, not vintage, whoop.
Paranormal.
Paranormal, if you keep staying in the same space. And we're going to talk ourselves to death trying to get you out of that hole, girl. We're just going to have to hook you up. And Miss Shan, too. With a...
Chance, I thought you were dating somebody.
Oh, I don't know if she is or not. She hasn't told me.
Or maybe she was going on. No, I was on her YouTube thing. I think she was going on a date.
Oh, Shan, did you go on a date? Huh. Did Marcy just tell on you?
It was she told on herself.
Ooh, did she get a hot person guy?
I don't know. I heard that she was. I think that was her. Wow, not the fun. See if I lied. She's here. She tells us.
Yeah, Vinny says there's a bunch of single butterflies in this chat.
That's right. One wing.
You know what? I'm about to think
I
that
know it wasn't Shan. She says nope. Sorry, Shan.
I'm starting to think that most of the people that come to my channel are single.
Oh.
Maybe I am the only married one. I don't know. It is time to crank up that social experiment for sure. No dating until at least second. Oh, that's a good point.
I had mine. I got my second shot.
How did it affect you?
I was not feeling really well for 2 days.
You
not
were what?
The same day, the day after, and the 2 days after. 2 days, the day after, and the second day after. I was not feeling well. But afterward, it's fine. And I have passed my 3 weeks also.
What were your symptoms?
This next day, I felt like my body ached a lot, and I felt like a little bit of sore throat, like I have a mild cold. And then the day after is still a little bit milder of the previous day.
Okay, and which shot
body ache and all this. I did Pfizer, I believe.
Okay, because I get my second one this coming week.
Yeah.
Which is making me nervous.
But your doctor knows, and you are in touch with them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have MS, so I didn't know how I'm going to react to it.
And that's why I want to make sure that your doctor is like in loop with when you're getting it.
Yeah. He went ahead and told me to get it.
But you need me to tell you.
Yeah. I had to get permission.
I cannot help myself to give unsolicited advice.
I mean, I have to get Pfizer too.
Yeah. It was good. It apparently it has like 95% success rate comparatively. It was good, I thought.
It makes me wonder how, because now they're going, oh, if you have the shots, you don't have to wear the mask unless certain stores tell you you have to.
Right. That's what I hear.
And I'm thinking, how are they going to navigate this?
They give you this card, then you get the 2 shots that you have to have it with you. If they ask for it, you have it.
Yeah, they gave me the card where they write down the shots.
Right. I assume that was it, because how else are they going to find out? Then if I have a license, that's why I can drive in this country,
Yeah.
And I have this card that, I had my appointments and they gave me the shots. Here, there's stamps. It was National Guard,
Yeah, I just didn't know, there's people that don't want to wear the mask and don't get the shot.
Right.
Just walk
and
in
that's what
places.
scares me, because I hear that the virus is mutating, especially in Europe. That's why you have new waves. So it kind of, come on, do this for humanity, not just this country or that country. It's global, for God's sake.
Anna Guerra says, maybe Dana could be a matchmaker for everyone, just joking. But see, Anna, this is what Anna does not know. I plan on doing a social experiment at the end of June. 35 questions to see if people can really connect in a potentially loving way. You don't have to talk after the social experiment, but you might want to. You might want to have a love match. I'm getting tongue tied. You might want to have a love match. So I'm trying to collect them that might be interested in involving themselves in the social experiment.
How many people are you looking for?
Enough people to be matched up.
So how many?
Well, so far, you potentially said,
yes.
Vintage said, JC Bear said. I'm trying to figure out who else said.
Chan.
Maybe 10 at least. 10 at least.
Okay.
Anna, would you want to do it? Anna, would you want to be part of the social experiment, though? Anna, did you run away?
I think Shan should be part of it too.
I really do think Shan should, but she would get so
peer pressure.
mad at me. But what if he was smart and tall, football player built, and sensitive, and very he would pay for things very easily, and he had all of his teeth, Shan, and nice eyes, and knew how to dress and a good job. Very considerate.
That's amazing.
Sean, what if he was just perfecto? You know, I'd be ticky if I was trying to match you up, girl, because I know you'd be hating on me.
I don't know if she can. I don't think it's in her to hate on anyone.
I don't know, but she'd be mad at me.
Yeah, that's what.
She would be mad at me for a hot minute, for sure. She said the full set of teeth is tempting, though. Shan, you've had a worse picker doing it by yourself.
The teeth are important.
You've had a worse picker doing it by yourself. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
But you have to be in the right mind, headspace.
It's not like you're going on a date. It's 35 questions. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, you do have to be in the right headspace. But I would like to get 4 to 5 people to do the questioning thing. 8 to 10 people total, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's a really amazing experiment, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if it goes well, I'd like to do it like once a month. I think it would be fun. Shan says her picker is clearly broken. But see, I've got a good picker. Because let me tell you, I told my brother who he was going to marry without even seeing him first. I saw him, not in person, not in a picture. In my mind's eye, I saw him. I told him who he was going to marry. And the first time I saw a picture of who he was my first husband's son. I wasn't old enough to be his mother. But he had dated some girls, and I saw a picture, and I told his mama, I said, he's going to marry that one. He's married to her. I've got a real good picker.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they stay married. Mm-hmm.
How come you?
Doesn't mean you have to marry him either. But I've got a good picker. I didn't say pecker. I said picker. Oh, don't make me snort. Marcy, you've got
I'm
the best.
so easy. So sorry. Every time I come up here, for some reason I get to this giggling match.
You have the best laugh like ever. If
That's
I
what
had to be on camera,
positivity.
I would have to get my hair cut and did first. I want Shan to do it. Can I watch this first and see if I'd be up to it? No, ma'am, you cannot. Because we don't know if we're going to do it again. We have to do it first. That would be like saying, can I watch people make love first before I decide if I can do this? No, you cannot. You have to experience it. That's not how this works.
Not on camera.
No. Look at Margie. Margie, you're going to get me snort laughing. Oh, my Lord. Who's so bad? Me? Or Margie? Margie's bad. Because
I know.
she's got a dirty mind.
I do. I'm so sorry. I do.
Oh, I didn't know she was going to sit there and admit it. I was making a joke. I got to turn my volume. She's making me cough. I didn't know she was going to admit that.
No, I own it. I
Oh,
own it so much.
Shan, did you hear her? You're going to have her on the Shaw show for sure. You were going to have her as a Shaw consultant.
Oh my God.
She will have your whole viewership cracking up.
Sometimes those guys make me embarrassed. Though.
Oh,
why are you doing this?
well, they're always talking about the golden duel and stuff.
Oh my God, that's so gross. It's not enough.
And I've never seen a golden duel. She says for real, a dirt mine is a terrible thing to waste.
Thank you, Shan. I love you. I'm not wasting it. Don't worry.
Oh no, I would hate to see what's in your nightstand. Okay. Look at her face. She is turning red.
All right.
Oh! She is waving. I'm sorry.
Done.
Oh, Shannon has to come up now.
Yay!
It started out as a very sad, show.
I don't want to stay there. We need to shift. We need to move.
And now my stomach hurts so bad.
That's the way you should be spending a Saturday evening and a long weekend.
Right.
Woo, honey.
You look so good. Love the glasses.
Thanks, girl.
Oh, she got out in society. She'd be doing her thing. Her cocktail.
Ooh.
I am having a beer today. I started
Ooh,
drinking
honey.
beer again. Yes. But I just wanted to say I am so supportive of your experiments, but I'm not a really good guinea pig because I'm just not guinea pig material. But I'm super supportive of your experiment.
You're not a guinea pig. You're a hot woman.
It's a research.
I am not a part of any clinical trials currently, and I do not care to be.
I don't wanna.
You think I'm going to answer 35 personal questions? Have you met me? Dana, yes, you have. You think I am going to allow everybody to know 35 answers to my most personal questions or anybody? Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, that's true.
These are
I
not
am
most personal questions.
dating. It's an awkward. I'm not. What am I looking for? Who am I? And what do I need?
No,
And
it's not those kind of questions.
no. Okay. Do
It's
tell.
soft. It's softer, more. No, it's softer questions that picks you in a psychological way you don't expect. No, it's not who you do, what you like, how you down. It's not like that.
How you, Dana? I like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
You got me hurting on the inside. Don't do it.
Wow. I
How does
want
it
whatever
start
you
off?
guys have been smoking.
Nothing. How does
Nothing.
it hurt so? How
Bottle.
how does it start off so sad and end up like this?
Because I can't. I'm glad because you need to balance it out. You can't have a show that's all heavy and
Yeah, I know.
emotional. Bleh. So you got to switch it up and be silly. And you guys have got the giggles, and that's the best.
You said it. You cannot laugh and stay sad.
How
There you
you
go,
doing?
Willow. Did you hear that, Willow? Did you just hear that? You cannot laugh and stay sad.
No, and you
Marziv
cannot
said it.
dance.
Well, that's what I was quoting dear Dana.
You cannot dance and cry at the same time. You
There you go.
can't get your down and cry at the same time.
I'm easy to laugh, so I like that dirty mind helps with that.
She owned
Girl,
her
I
dirty
see you.
mind.
I see
I do
you.
own it.
I see you.
And when I said
I know.
I didn't want to look at her nightstand, she turned just red as
I know.
this.
Oh,
She turned red like that.
oh, this is
I
a
don't
heart.
bother. I don't bother leaving it in the nightstand. It's under the pillow. Yeah.
I need one.
I'll send you my recommendations. Oh goodness. Well, I just wanted to come on and say it's not that I don't support you. I support you tremendously, but I will be watching. I will be a spectator. Okay. Love
Okay.
you. Love
I
you.
love you too.
Love you. And Marcy, thank you so much for agreeing to be my Shaw's
Oh, sure.
correspondent.
Anytime.
Seriously, would she
Okay.
not be awesome?
Oh.
I mean, I get her up here and she just has me laughing so hard.
Dana, do you watch the Shaws?
Yeah.
So how can you not laugh? Oh, imagine that. Marcy, the Shaws.
Yeah. That's why I said you got to have her. Got to.
Well,
That's
she's
what
been
you
in the
mentioned
chat.
that.
I just didn't.
They at times they go on my nerves.
Well,
Like the Hummer thing. That
wasn't
was so
that
gross.
just? I have to take
So
off my glasses.
gross, so
Was that not so
ostentatious.
ostentatious?
That was your word I used. I thought such a perfect word for that car.
Oh
I'm
God,
using it. I
I'm
saw it.
even mortified.
That's
Like I would have
gross.
gone into
That's
it like
gross.
nobody see
Yeah.
me, nobody see
Yeah.
me.
It's like, have they heard about the green gas effect? You know, you're in a Hummer, the regular Hummer doesn't turn around. You know, it doesn't pass a gas station. A limo Hummer? Are you kidding me? It was just too bad. It was just so bad.
And how many tires did I say? 16.
Okay, like it's a truck.
I hope it was a hybrid. It was a hybrid. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Hummer. It's a tank. It's a tank.
Well, enjoy your long weekend, ladies, and I'm always here supporting.
Can I ask
Let me know
a
if you need
question?
anything from me.
Of course.
The J-Lo and ARod thing. You know, he cheats like a fool, right? Now, the whole Madison thing,
Allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. And now she's with Ben again, which I think that's just a reboundy thing because she's
100%. But I can almost relate to that. Like at the beginning of my life, like over my teenage years, I should say, I set myself a limit as to how many eggplants would see my peach.
right.
So this way she's recycling numbers, so she's not adding more numbers.
Right. I can see that because it's familiar.
Yeah, so it'll be a temporary thing. I agree with you. It's totally a temporary rebound thing.
It's a rebound thing.
But it's comfortable, right? You already know
Right.
how it works. You've already seen
But he
it.
cheated too.
Yeah, so
with Jennifer Gardner.
Enough time goes by, you forget about it, and you just remember how good that eggplant was.
Right. But then ARod's all like, oh, I'm so sad. I wanted her back. I thought we were going to try it again.
And Dan, you missed up, buddy. She gave you a second chance. Something happened, and she couldn't get over it, or whatever it may
No,
be.
I think that he embarrassed her.
Yeah.
It got
good
out,
point.
and she doesn't suffer fools.
Good point.
If it had been under wraps, maybe something could have been salvaged, but no, it was out in the world everywhere. He embarrassed the crap out of her, and she was like, hell to the no. I'm not suffering fools. Go on your way.
Right. That's a really good point.
It wasn't about money, but she's got $400 million. He's got $350 million, and Ben Affleck's got about 150 to 200.
That's it. He's only got 150.
Yeah, but you know,
you don't get to see my beach.
Yeah, but he had all the alcohol problems and stuff like that.
And she doesn't drink, so maybe she's really good for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it is what it is now. But I just think it was, you embarrassed the crap out of me. No.
Good point. I didn't even think of it that way, because same thing with Diddy. As soon as she got her freaking shackles on when she was hanging out with him, he was done. So maybe it's the same thing. You put me in this position where everybody thinks I'm in this scene, I'm out.
Yeah.
What happened with Mark Anthony?
I think it was the cheating as well.
Oh.
Well, that
I'm pretty sure.
She went to Mark Anthony when she was around the date that she was supposed to be marrying Ben. She married Mark Anthony.
But they had twins.
It was
the longest with him.
It was
I think they're going to end up back together. Or that's my hope.
I like them as a couple.
Me too. Because who would think that Mark Anthony, yes, he can move, yes, he can sing, but he looks like Skeletor, okay?
Yeah.
Who would think that Skeletor could end up with the princess?
Yeah.
At the end of the story, right? So I want to see that.
Yeah.
She admitted that he was sort of like a rebound.
Wow.
You're my rebound, and I'm going to bother having kids with you. Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And she admitted that she realized that he was a rebound and she never got over Ben.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that eggplant. That eggplant.
And then she goes from him to Drake to her
you can't believe
dancer.
Everything. No, let's not put Drake in there. They were just professionally hanging out.
No, it was just a slam bam. Thank you, ma'am.
Professionally writing a track together, getting the beats down, getting the hook. Yeah.
Yeah, they were getting the beats down.
Had that hook. Okay, ladies, I gotta finish doing dinner here. It was so good to see you. I'm always supporting, but no guinea pig here.
Okay.
Bye, butterflies, and congrats on your fundraising. Congrats on your fundraising.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, Marzi.
Bye.
Well, on this note, since we were laughing and everything, I hope all of you have taken some stuff in. I want you to know you're very loved. You all are diamonds. When you've gone through breakups, there were lessons in those breakups. There were. Whether you broke up or they broke up, there were lessons in there. Either someone was growing ahead of the other one. Someone cheated. That's not about you. That's about the other person's personality or something in their personality. It was never about you. You know what I'm saying?
There goes my theory.
You thought it was about you?
Yeah.
No, it's never about you. It was about something, them seeking attention, them needing something in their personality. You know what I mean? Like constantly needing fresh attention.
Yep, yep.
You know, once they got yours, they needed more. It's like an addiction.
Right.
Cheating is like an addiction.
There you go.
Whether it's addiction of food, drugs, cheating is like an addiction. That's why they say once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah.
There are occasionally that's not true, but often is true. So whether you broke up, they broke up, the breakup is like a form of grief and you have to go through the motions, but do not let it take you under. There are lessons to be learned. There are moments that allow you growth. As you grow, your energy resonates at a different level, which brings more people in, more lessons in, more opportunities in, because you were not resonating that high before. You were at a different level before, which didn't allow different things into your life. The more you learn about yourself, the more growth you have, the different your life will be, the more positive it will be. So try to stay in the moment and be grateful in those moment by moment by moment. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself when you're in the midst of a breakup. If you still have emotions for them, try to disconnect where you can, because an ex is an ex for a reason. It's time to love yourself and go and grow from there. I hope that I have been able to help you. If you have more questions or you need more help than you have gotten here, please do not hesitate to DM me on Instagram at DearDana3 or drop your comments below, and I'll try to clarify anything or help you more if I can. Also, let me remind you, please, if you want to donate to the Butterfly Project in the Bronx for the children, you can send any donation that you wish to, as little as $1 or $5 or whatever, to miracles3@charter.net. And we will donate all of it to them before the 15th of June.
I don't have a PayPal account. I have to create one.
Oh, that's okay.
This has been my problem.
At charter.net. And we plan on doing the social experiment on a Saturday at the end of June. So if you would like to participate, drop your name in the comments or DM me at DearDana3 on Instagram. To participate is 35 questions that you ask on live on the channel to a partner, and you need to specify whether your partner needs to be male or female, and you just see if you can connect with a stranger. You don't have to talk to them after it's over unless you each want to. It's not scary, and the questions are not that deep that you have to worry. It's not like sexual or anything like that.
Winter says she'll be a guinea pig. Me
Good.
too.
Good.
I'm so scared, but I am going to.
So it will be wonderful if you would participate. It's a great thing. And we'll just, if we get enough people and it takes 2 sessions, we'll do that too. So thank you for coming today on Dear Dana. I love and adore all of you. I appreciate you. Commander Bruh replying. I don't know what that is. That's weird. I love and appreciate all of you so much, more than you possibly know. Thank you for the people that donated. And please, let's get the social experiment going. And if you have any suggestions for shows that you would like to hear about or see or dive deep into, I'm listening and I'm all ears. I will see everybody on Wednesday. Enjoy your Memorial Day holiday. Be safe. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. I'll see you all later. And thank you so much, Marty. I enjoyed that great laugh.
I love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And let's do the ending. Love you guys. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And here we go. Dun, 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 dun.